Okay, so listen. Just see this as the review, the reminder, the prequel to episode 5, because I'm so late and we know it's coming on probably the same day I uploaded this. What's up? How you doing, Ray of Sunshines? I am your girl, Talisa Ray, wife coach. We are reviewing Ready to Love Miami again. Listen, charge it to my head and not my heart. Because when I went out a couple Fridays ago, it just took me out. Like, I ain't watching no TV. It took me days to recover. And then I'd be like, oh, I got to watch 2 episodes. Who wants to do that? Who wants to do that? But y'all know y'all ain't nothing really happening yet. But it's happening now because we're starting the episode off. Oh, first, we know that Fabrice left in episode 3. It was time for his old nasty self to go. Okay? You ain't nothing but a hound. I get it. That ain't how. Anyway. And then you had, in the bottom with him, though, was Blake. And I'm going to rewind and take everything that I said about him before. Like, I still think that he's an attractive man, but I think that he is awkward and does lack that je ne sais quoi that the women need. Like, he's not good with his words. Sometimes you be looking like, do you even like me? Like, am I your type? And if I'm not, that's okay too. Like, that's how you be feeling. I know y'all know what I mean when I say that. And that's okay. But just say that. Or maybe you like all of us. Like, that's okay, but just tell me so I make an informed decision is all I'm saying, okay? That's all I'm saying. That's it. If he be awkward and uncomfortable and what? Like, what? Susu? Okay, I'm getting ahead. Oh, no. That was last episode. Susu. What the hell is a susu? I don't know if I would want my nickname to be Susu. If my name was Sue Ann and you was interested in me. Give me something else. That's just me. But we're talking about this episode. The fellas are fishing, and here comes Tommy. Because whatever they were talking about is null and void. They were talking about who they like and da-da-da-da. But we see that switches up anyway. So Tommy shows up and says, it's a Miami yacht party. I thought to myself, this sounds like trouble. It's going to be trouble. Like, felt like a lot of heartbreak and egg on your face waiting to happen, which it did. But before we even got there, we saw Jeffrey, who I thought was absolutely gorgeous. I just take it back and be like, she's pretty. She's an attractive woman, right? We saw Jeffrey and Mark Anthony go out for bull riding. I said to myself, she gonna like, girl, if you don't stop acting like you timid and clench them thighs and hold that arm up and act like you know how to ride a bull, if you don't stop playing with these people, but you know what? That's part of her persona, part of the feminine energy that she is presenting. Okay, so let me stall her out. But looking at them, I was like, she's got 3 kids. He doesn't have any, and he's saying he's okay with the blended family. You don't know. You can't say that. You need to say, I would hope that I can integrate myself with your family. I would hope that this is something I can do. But she has 3 young children, okay? I don't know if they're all young, but I don't think any of them are in high school. But nevertheless, you've never been in a situation where you dated a woman at all with kids, not even 1. So 3, sir, sit down. Sit down, okay? Sit down. But, she told him, he asked her, what do you want in a relationship? And she said a thing that most women would say. I only wrote down, I think, a few of them, a protector, a confidant. I guess that's all I wrote down. But I just thought to myself, he fine. I get it. We're going to talk about Blue and Marcia. Because, baby, one thing I know about Marcia is she is going to be dressed. I really like her style. I could, them wigs, the way they showing up on camera, could be left alone to the side. But her attire, listen, girl, where you shot? Okay, they probably got my size. But listen, I haven't not liked, haven't not liked. I haven't, yeah, I haven't not liked a thing that she has worn at all. Like, we won't be in this space again. I don't like how it looks. Anyway, because you can't really see my ladies behind me. So, it's okay. Let me keep going. So, during her date with him, she was talking about a lot of what she don't do. You outdoorsy? Why y'all like fishing? I don't do camping. I won't go in a cabin. I won't get in the water. I won't. Girl, what will you do? Like, for me, I was irritated by the snippet that they showed us. Like, dang, you don't want to do nothing. You're not even open to trying now. Listen, I like to do all the things. I'm scared of some things and still would want to do all the things. But that's just my personality, and I shouldn't get on her for that. But I am going to say, you could have been like, I like this. I like that. Versus, I don't. What are we doing? That's my tip for today. Instead of us constantly verbalizing what it is we do not like. So when someone asks you, do you like outdoors? You know, the answer is no, but you can still be like, I like to do this. Instead of, because every other thing was a no, and it just feels like you're not open to do anything. It seems like you're going to be negative the whole time. So that's my tip. Instead of saying what you don't like, talk about the things you do like, you know. So me and my homegirl always talk about, I don't like all that texting. So instead, my recommendation is saying, I actually like to hear your voice. It gives me the intonations of your voice. It really tells me how you're feeling and the message is conveyed correctly. Versus a text message where I get to infer what I want depending on how things have been going in our relationship. I digress. I mean, she don't like no animals. She don't like nothing. And look, okay, so I wrote this a couple days ago. He wrote down her flags had him saying no. Because she had a list of do's and don'ts. But we get into the part that we really want to talk about. Damn, I've been talking for 7 minutes. The yacht party. I wrote down, I forgot all about Anthony. Who is he? I don't even remember seeing him in 1 and 2 or 3. Okay? I forgot all about Anthony, but he wasn't in 1 for sure and in part of 2. But I had literally, I was like, who's this cat? When did he come? And then had to remember, oh, like, so that's really not a good thing. He needs to hurry up and start making some genuine connections right away. So I'm glad that, and I felt like he was kind of cute, but if he shaved that beard, is he still going to be kind of cute? He probably won't. But right now, he's kind of cute. He's chocolate. He's got that nice full beard, and he sits down and he talks to Cynthia. Before we talk about that, and Andre, who needed to pick a struggle with the mohawk and the bun and the curly Q, who called the Michael Jackson little pin with Eddie Munster, whatever it was. The 3, he got COVID. He won't be there. And Jeffrey was sad, and so was Cynthia. That was Cynthia's biggest connection, because remember last episode, she was crying because she's a strong woman, and men don't normally, see beyond that. Unfortunately, it's a Black woman trope that we have carried and that people just automatically assume. Just because I get things done doesn't mean I want to have to do this alone. I just need to say that. Just because I'm resilient or I know how to navigate spaces when I have to, I do it because I have to. Not because it's something that I enjoy. Like, the fuck? Like, I'm sorry. I digress. Y'all might really, really like that. But I would have, earlier on in my life, I would have liked to help mate sooner, right? Now I'm fine with it. But I still, you want to help me? Help me. Like, that's how I feel. So she's crying and that vulnerable thing, and that was her biggest connection. That was the point of me talking about that. That was the point of me saying that to y'all. Let's see. And I commend him for stepping away, because if he got COVID, then that means you need to be down for 7 to 10 days. So, and this process is going fast, and it's unfair to everybody else that you come back and just, but everybody would have had connections, and you would have been out anyway, because nobody would have been checking for you. Nevertheless, now let's go back to Anthony, and he is talking to Cynthia. And he has kids and she has a child. And one thing Cynthia said that I like, because women always talk thinking, I don't know if we think that as much anymore, but women used to think all the time that we could change that man, that this man gonna change for us. She said something very, very, very important. If a man has a child and he has not made any changes after having that child, he will not make any changes about himself at all, period. Because having children takes a different level of understanding and maturity. You know what I'm saying? So, okay, Cynthia, girl, I mean, yes, I like it. I don't know if it's the lighting, but these ladies do not look as pretty as I thought they did, or the makeup, or what. I mean, they're all pretty, but I was like, oh, she's gorgeous. Oh, she's gorgeous. Oh, her skin. Oh, this. And seeing them in this different lighting is making me be like, Blake and Sue-Ann. Blake, you doing too much. You got her a bracelet, sit down. I thought he was going to have her a little candle or something. I mean, she did like spill the beans that in his getting ready to leave. What is it called? His elimination talk. What? She said too much. To me, she shared too much information. Okay? Well, Jeffrey said you was, and Jeffrey said, and you did it. Is that what it is? Versus, are you interested in more than one person? Instead of, like, you are like spilling the beans of what's supposed to be confidential in the ladies' lounge. I mean, giving names and details, and I felt like it was a better way to do it. I felt like she could have just said, are you interested in more than one lady? Do you have your eyes set on one lady? Because when Jeffrey said, he said, I already found my match. I found my woman. He be checking for me, and he controlling and all these things. We all were like, oh, excuse me, sir. I kind of like how this looks this way a little more with the, there, that's a little better. Well, excuse me, sir? Already. And y'all ain't been there but 2-3 times? And he calling and checking? But, because Sue-Ann, she was like, I was feeling him. I was feeling him. And she shared that with him, and he received it well. He did say, I didn't want that to be a thing, me being controlling. I thought that might have come up, and I really worked hard at it not being. Or not coming up, or not being a thing. So, sir, you're admitting you are a little controlling? Were you being who you with? Is that what he's saying to us? But that's not what we talking about. He got her a bracelet. I wrote down, he's a little weird. What kind of bracelet was that? Was that some costume jewelry? Maybe $25 or something like that. I was looking for a candle, a nice scented candle. I was thinking he was going to give her some bath stuff. You know what I'm saying? Scrub or some lotion or something like that. Something that is not so like, I don't know. I don't know what to call it, but y'all know what I'm trying to say. Intimate, personal. A bracelet isn't intimate and personal. I just wondered the cost of the bracelet. Man, I didn't see the box. I'm sure y'all did. So let me know down below in the comments how much you think that bracelet cost. Was it costume jewelry? Because if it was costume jewelry, then we cool. Mark Anthony and Jeffrey are getting a little close, but we ain't not there yet. We owe Morgan and Tony. Now Morgan is absolutely gorgeous. She's not just pretty. Something about her energy says she's absolutely gorgeous. Something about the way she carries herself, her style, head to toe, but I want to say that she's too smitten with Tony. Tony is a smooth talker. Tony is a player. Tony still probably got a girlfriend or two or something, or people hanging on to him by his coattail. Tony be feeling like he the man when he walk through. You can see it. It just gives off, Tony. Tell me, Tony. Because he giving the same energy to every single woman that he's talking to. Yeah, she kind of says it when she says he needs to come to me more. I mean, I know we dating all these people, but he needs to be more, upfront with me, like, and he sees that as her being less confident when it really is her requiring reassurance. I'm going to just tell y'all, there's a difference between being insecure and requiring reassurance. There's a big difference. Because we're at the beginning and she understands. She says, I understand. But if you're telling me that I'm your top already, I don't know if she said that, but I think that's the feeling that I'm getting. Then she needs reassurance. And that reassurance looks like you coming up and talking to her. You making it known that, you're interested in her. Versus her, it sounds like she's going to him and talk to him. Because he said he wants her to be more confident. She needs I wrote she needs reassurance. She said that he needs to be nurturing his current connections. So, but Tony is putting his hands in all the baskets the same way that Morgan should, right? So there's that catch-22. She needs to be reassured that, hey, I like you, right? I'm interested in you. But also, she needs to go and talk to some other fellas. She needs to see what else is out there, okay? I don't know. Let me just go back to saying that, I don't know. Something about Tony I don't like. You can have whatever you want. You want the boat, you want this, you want the that, you want the this. It just felt real like, pimp mentality. Like, real like, I'm being the smooth talker so you can have whatever you like so that I can get you under my spell and that I can ensure that I have a space. Right? And so, do we talk about this? Do they get some reward at the end for making some type of connection with someone in this short, fast period of time? Do they get some money? I don't think so, right? They're not like Married at First Sight, which I'm finna come back into, okay, y'all? Don't worry. Right? They don't get nothing, right? Okay, let's keep going. So Tommy leaves a jar of questions and Corvea is the one that discovers it. And this is where people begin to get egg on their face. The first question pulled out is, who do you think is the best kisser? Corvea says, DeMario. Remember now, DeMario has a connection with Jeffrey from when they went horseback riding, because she's a country girl and didn't know really how to ride no horse. I digress. Nevertheless, she says DeMario, and DeMario sticks that tongue out so far. Honey, that thing is thick and wide. I'm sorry. I went to a whole other place, okay? I went to a whole nother place. I wrote down, this game is going to break people's connections. This is where egg on your face happens. So Morgan got the question, and it said, who is the top 3 sexiest people in the group, on the boat, in the group? She said Lyndon. She said Marcia. And then she was like, and of course me. And then did her little dance. Honey, a little walk, little strut. Now listen. Tony was over there writhing. Like she said that Tony was top 3 sexy. You know why she did that, right? Because she was tit-for-tatting. You don't like me, then let me hurt your feelings real quick. That's how I saw it. Though I still think she's right that Lyndon is one of the more sexier people than Tony. Okay? However, Mark Anthony should have been in that top 3. It is what it is. Mark Anthony always got his shirt open. I do want to put a t-shirt on underneath their little tank top or button it up or something. But I feel like he's a very attractive, very sexy man. It eludes sex appeal out of his pores, right? Jeffrey pulled the paper out and it said, give a kiss to your strongest connection. Now remember, she said that she really liked DeMario, but then she went out with Mark Anthony, and so he became her strongest connection, and she kissed him, and DeMario over there busted and disgusted over there because he didn't get chose. He's saying, oh, she could have denied it, or oh, she could have stepped away, or whatever, and it's unbecoming. Sir, if she had kissed you, you would not be feeling that way. Like, come up off that. Whatever that energy you feeling because she kissed somebody else, I mean, it's valid. It's valid. You're entitled to your feelings. Allow them to do what they came to do and move on. And a lot of times your feelings are coming to show you something, right? Show you how you feel about a thing, or that something bothers you, or that you need to learn from something. Whatever that emotion was that came up for you, deal with it, okay? Deal with it. Fix it. It's up in here, okay? I can't remember who said this, but they were like, isn't it awkward dating the same people in the same place? Y'all let me know down below in the comments if it would be awkward for you. I mean, I think I ask this every year. Y'all my same people that have been rocking with me. But maybe as we grow and evolve, our answers change. Because for me, the answer is no. It's not awkward for me. Been there, done that. I date one-to-many, not one-to-one anymore. Y'all take that how you want, okay? So, maybe one day we'll get into it. Okay, so then we see Corvea, and I believe she's talking to Demario, because now, you know, put a pin in that. But we find out that she grew up in a low-income area, and that her parents worked hard to give her all these nice things. That gives us a glimpse into how Corvea became who she is. Living in an environment that has less has breeded her to want more, to desire the finer things in life when they come to materialistic things. Because honestly, Corvea does to me come off a little shallow, a little materialistic, but I'm sure that she has other qualities about her. But your first impression, at least for me, is that's who she is. Like, when she went on that date with Fabrice and he called her out on it, like, be real. It's okay that you want nice things. It's okay that you want people to do things for you. Like, you can take off all of that and be yourself. Because the way she presents is, there is a persona, a facade of an air about her, if you will. Says me, and I don't mean it in a bad way, because we all have a thing about us. But she presents up front as materialistic and a little bit shallow. But now we know why. She grew up with less. And so now she appreciates being able to afford the things that she wants. Now, child, Blake goes and interrupts her conversation with I don't know who, to talk to Jeffrey, okay? And then tells Jeffrey nothing. Like, dude, how are you going to pull her to the side and say, my feelings were hurt, you said some things that I didn't like, but I don't want to talk about them. I don't want to tell you what it was, okay? I don't want to tell you I don't like it. I don't want to be the person. I'm just going to say you hurt my feelings and you know what you said. Now, as adults, we should be able to effectively communicate what it is that is bothering us, and I think that he did a very poor job of that. If he did not want to throw Susu under the bus, honey, then he shouldn't have said anything at all, except for we're not aligned. I understand now after the deliberation that we aren't aligned anymore. So, I appreciate the time that we spent together. But, sir, for you to sit her down like you finna have this whole heart-to-heart and not say nothing, you can go. You can go. I don't want a man that can't communicate with me. But on top of that, on the flip side of that, okay, because I'm going to play both sides, Jeffrey, you knew damn well what he was talking about. And for you to pretend like you didn't know, well, what are you talking about? What was said? For you to act like you didn't know what you said and the things that you talked about, do you have, all of a sudden, you have amnesia? Did you hit your head? Was that an alter ego? Was that one of your other personalities that shared that information with the ladies in the lounge? Like, you know what you said. So both of y'all, really, I'm side-eyeing you both. Both for ineffective communication because of the simple fact that, Blake, you should have said what it was. I think Sue-Ann didn't have a problem with backing up what she said because Jeffrey said what she said. And Jeffrey, you know what you said, and you should have been clear about those things. You feel controlling. You always want to know who I'm with when I'm coming back. you know, am I your top, etc., 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 and it bothers me, and you told me that I was your number one and that you could just walk away today. Tony and Jonique, I just wrote down that Tony is full of shit. He acts like he's concerned, but, you know, he just come. I don't know. Maybe it's just the way he comes off now. You know what I'm saying? Like, to me, it no longer feels like, I don't know. Because she started crying and was open and stuff and just was saying how she just really, you know, really wants her person, really wants somebody that's for her, that she can, you know, be with and that sees her, and started crying. I mean, I understand the feeling. Okay, I used to have the feeling where I wanted someone to care for me and to love me in the way that I deserve. And we all should have that. But I'm not crying about it no more, because if you can't do it, somebody else will. Ma'am, knock it off. So Jeffrey goes and she's talking to Sue-Ann and Demario. And she shares what transpired with Blake. Okay? And, you know, she's ranting and he wouldn't say and da-da-da-da-da. And Sue-Ann's all like, well, this is what happened and this is what I said. He said that you said, I told him that you said that you was his person, that you were the one, and he was done. You know, and honestly, was that just game he was spitting? You know what I'm saying? When I'm sitting here talking to y'all right now, I'm thinking, was he just spitting his game, talking his shit, trying to get the people aligned where they align? I really thought that Jeffrey was a little bit defensive because Sue-Ann was Captain Save-A-Ho, right? But really, she was just trying to explain what was said. And now you're defensive because you don't want to back up the things. You know what I'm saying? Like, she didn't want to back up the shit she was talking in the ladies' lounge. Anyway, the fellas deliberate. The people on the bottom are Marcy, Jeffrey, and Corvea. And when Corvea's name is put on the bottom, if you ain't going to bat for me like that, I don't want it. Demario is like, no, because that's his only connection, authentic connection as he thinks right now, because he's upset with Jeffrey and doesn't like how she, you know, gave Mark Anthony a kiss, child. A kiss, a peck. It wasn't even one with tongue. It wasn't even one with the mouth parted open. She didn't suck no bottom lip or nothing. Like, he's still mad about that. And so he going to bat for the one person that he has a connection with. And Corvea, she is his one connection too, because people look like he says she speaks before she thinks. And so she must be being inappropriate and saying things that's not right. And of course, you know, she's being seen as a little shallow. Right? That's not who she is, probably. And she probably need to just show up as herself. We don't know which of the three ladies, if any of the three ladies are going home, if they use their lifeline so early on. We have no clue. Because Mark Anthony was like, I don't want to use it. I don't want to use it. What if later? You know, which is a thought. What if next time the woman I am into, Jeffrey, is on the bottom? What happens then? So we'll see this episode if it's Jeffrey, if it's Corvea, or if it's Marcia that goes home, or if any of them go home at all. That was kind of longer than what I wanted it to be, but I had some other stuff to add in from 3. So yeah, let me know down below in the comments what you thought about that last episode. I'm gonna put up episode 5 on time. I promise I'm gonna watch it and I'm put it up before the weekend is out. I promise. I am your girl, Talisa Ray. Thank you so much for watching my review of Married at First Sight Miami again. If it's your first time visiting my channel, definitely click the subscribe button and become a ray of sunshine. Right next to that is the notification bell. Click it too so that you're alerted of when I upload videos. Share with your friends. Give this a thumbs up so that I know you like me and it's real. Know that I love you in real life and I want every good thing that God has in store for you. Even if you don't know what that is for yourself. Hugs and kisses and lots of love. I'll see you on the next review.